The narrative opens with Giant Esperando standing close to an unknown person. Then she recalls that the previous evening she had been inebriated out of retaliation after learning that her partner had cheated on her. She discovered a mermaid boy in the bathroom when she heard odd noises, but she passes out from intoxication. Mercury informs her that he is a prince when they return to the present. Terrified, she begs him to go. He informs her that he has nowhere to stay and must complete an assignment first. She, however, disregards this and kicks him out of her home. She breaks down in tears, transforming them into pearls as a last option. As soon as she realizes this, she assures him he may remain. Then, in order to get her to cry and give her more pearls, he deviously forces her to watch drama series. At that point, he shares with her a portion of his goal, the first of which is to locate his soul partner. When he was younger, he and his sister saw a human infant who was able to see his tail before the child passed out. His sister informed him that perhaps the child might turn out to be his soulmate in the future. He informs her that his soulmate attends the same university after noticing her academic credentials. He begs her to assist in locating him. She models him for her art lesson the next day. Afterwards, she runs into the girl who tried to make her look bad since her boyfriend deceived her. The other females are envious when Mercury shows up at that same moment and offers her pearls while posing as her lover. After that, they return home. Abruptly, he covers himself with it to keep the water from splashing on him, as a wet leg transforms him into a mermaid. Mercury realizes that Chen, the kid in the automobile, is her soulmate when he comes back to apologize. He informs her at home that she has to get 3 kisses from her soulmate in order to finish her quest. Having doubts, she queries his plan of action, and just to rile her up, he walks up to her, making her uneasy, and grabs his ear to make him get serious. Since Chen frequently walks near the school aquarium, where he does research, they devise a strategy to obtain the 3 kisses. He then makes a fainting motion as they head to the aquarium. When Chen discovers him, he worries and administers first aid. When he does not respond, he chooses to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on him. Then a woman trips and spills her pail of water, startling Mercury enough to get up. He covers his eyes, surprising them both, and turns around uncomfortably just as Mercury is about to kiss him. She flees, unable to think of anything to say. After that, she goes ahead and executes Plan C by pushing him down the steps so Mercury may kiss him, but he trembles and flees. Perplexed, he asks her what's wrong. When he asks whether she has experience, she tells him she has a big fish at home and excuses herself by saying she wants to work at the aquarium. She then gets irritated and kicks him out of the house after complaining to him for leaving her alone because she has to work at the aquarium because of him. It turns out to be a little cat, but he tells her he can't go because he is guarding her from a horrible creature that chases mermaids and is standing outside her door. She leaves him alone with the cat as an act of retaliation. Before we go any further, I would like to ask that you subscribe to the channel if you are new to it, and more importantly, turn on the small bell so that you are notified whenever I post a new video. Let's go on now. The following day, they hatch a new scheme and force Chen to consume alcohol in an attempt to intoxicate him. Nevertheless, it is she who passes out. Quickly taking advantage of a mistake, she returns him home. She explains to him that she chose to assist him because, according to Had's storybooks, mermaids always find true love. The following day, Mercury's elder sister Luna pays them a visit. Saying that his sister is the most fearsome mermaid in the world, he flees in fear. However, the protagonist abandons him, leaving him helpless. When he speaks with his sister, she informs him that she will oversee his mission. The main character bids adieu and departs for her workplace. Chen was waiting outside. Mercury noticed this, and his sister knows he's envious. He chooses to follow them despite his denial of it. While walking through the aquarium, Mercury and his sister keep an eye on them both. He holds out a bucket of water with jealousy just as things are about to get amorous. After that, he brings her home and gives her a little fish. Envious within, he creates a scene around his new companion, and when his sister witnesses them fighting, she locks them in the room to resolve their differences. After that, they argue about who gets to sleep in the bed. At last, they raised a curtain to block each other's view. Abruptly, she was afraid as the storm started, but he comforts her by holding her hand. She realizes her sister's absence in the morning. In a letter, she informed him that she had returned home and urged him to follow his intuition since, who knows, his true love may be waiting for him. Chen then contacts the main character, but Mercury returns the phone and says it never happened. She chastises him for his actions and tells him that all she does is to support him after noticing his cell phone. He promises her that he will complete his goal on his own out of jealousy. He shocks him by kissing his forehead 3 times as he passes the aquarium. Chen gets wet feet from spills. They swiftly take off once the protagonist saves him and covers his fin. However, Chen detects something fishy and recalls that he had covered himself in the water. She also said that he had a large fish at home. She looks menacing as she adds, "I finally found you." She chastises him for his negligence in the interim, as he will be in prison for further examination if he is found out. However, he is content because he completed his task. Additionally, she won't have to face Chen once again. He rewards her by taking her shopping, and they start to look forward to their time together. As they converse, the topic of his ability to go after doing his task comes up. However, he uses the pretext that he has to shield her from the monster that is at her door. They then head back home. She stumbles while playing, and he catches her in his arms, drawing near. She hurries inside, nervous. Chen, however, looks into mermaids in another place. He remains bored at home while she attends her lessons the following day. He then decides to go seek for her after noticing that it is starting to rain. He imagines handing an umbrella to her and sharing a romantic moment. She gives Chen her resignation in the interim. She informs him that he is her new renter and apologizes for her unusual conduct when he questions her about the mystery boy. She is caught in the rain as she leaves. Mercury notices them from a distance as Chen walks up to her with an umbrella. Chen surprises him by expressing his emotions. Feeling trapped, Mercury makes the decision to go, not comprehending that she turned him down because she preferred someone else. She had been sobbing when she arrived home since Mercury had left him a parting card with numerous pearls. She begged the cat to bring the mermaid boy back as the days went by since she was still missing him. Chen was listening to her without noticing. He tells his sister in the meantime that he turned away from the lead woman after spotting her with another man. When his sister inquires as to whether he is envious, he informs her that his intention was to obtain the 3 kisses from his soulmate. However, after learning from his sister that he is capable of switching soulmates, he rushes out to find her. When he gets to her institution, she tells him how much she hates him for leaving. He hugs her and admits that she rejected him after telling her that he saw her with Chen. After that, they go on a romantic bike ride, but when a guard follows them, they flee. Just as they are ready to kiss, a teacher finds them hiding behind a sheet in the painting room. They assemble a puzzle at home, and she nods off. They alternately share their first kiss as he seizes the chance to get in closer. He then offers her a GPS-equipped watch so she can always know where he is. A few days later, he plans a surprise for her to let her know how he feels, but when she gets there, nobody is there. In another scene, it is revealed that Chen caught him and recalls how, as a little boy, he collapsed upon seeing him. He was dismissed as insane and no one would believe him, but he will now show them that he was correct. Thanks to the watch he gave him, he is able to locate him and devises a strategy to save him. Chen rushes to investigate as he hears an alarm go off. Chen discovers that she had left her mobile phone to divert his attention when she seizes the chance to approach and save him. They both succeed in leaving in the interim, but Chen from above orders them to halt as everyone needs to be aware of her existence. She declines though because she won't allow them to harm him and they keep escaping. She begs him to return to the water when they are on the rooftop. He tells her that he loves her and doesn't want to go, but Chen was going to catch them. Mercury then reaches the edge, covers her eyes, and throws herself. However, when she falls, she vanishes and turns into bubbles, which allow her to fall without getting wounded. She begins to cry out of sadness because, according to fairy tales, if a mermaid falls in love with a human, she vanishes and turns into a bubble. After a while, she strolls along the pier and tosses letter-filled bottles into the water, hoping that Mercury will still be around to discover them. When she arrives home, a bottle drops to her feet, and she catches a glimpse of him looking at her while reading her letters in the bathtub. This wonderful tale comes to a close when they offer each other a passionate kiss.